Be sure to subscribe, keep pounding _TV, the best Panther YouTuber ever. I'm rocking with the big cat. Pause up. Keep pounding.
What's going on? Christian Miller here, linebacker of the Carolina Panthers. Just want to give a huge shout out to Keep Pounding TV. Keep doing what y'all are doing. Appreciate all y'all support. Everybody go subscribe right now to the YouTube channel, Keep Pounding TV. I'm rolling with the big cat.
Hey, everybody. I'm your host, Renee Gato, also known as the Big Cat. My cool cats, put your paws up if you're rocking with the Big Cat. Today, we're here to talk about the Carolina Panthers 2021 defense. How good can they be? And can they carry us to the playoffs? We'll talk about it. But first, before we get started, do you love the Carolina Panthers like I love the Carolina Panthers? Yes? No? Maybe? Do you love the Carolina Panthers like I love the Carolina Panthers? Do you like sacks, interceptions, and turnovers? Well, 2020 is where at. Put your paws up if you like the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers defense. Sacks, turnovers, interceptions. Oh my. We'll talk about it. Let's get into it. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe. Click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Ding! Listen, y'all. You're here for a reason. You're either here to troll me, you're either here because you like the content, you're either here because you think I'm funny, you're here because you really like the facts and stats that I give. Whatever reason why you're here, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Take that notification bell again and turn it to always so you don't miss a video. Also, be sure to check out Keep Pounding TV on Patreon. That's right, Keep Pounding TV on Patreon for exclusive early access on certain videos. Also, behind the scenes, exclusive content for Patreon, polls, prizes, giveaways, the whole nine. Patreon, Keep Pounding TV. Shout out to all the sponsors. The links will be in the description. Be sure to check those guys out. If you like something you see, hit it down there. And also, shout out to Fan Network, FTFN on YouTube, fanfannetwork.com. 32 fan ambassadors. Get up the real from a fan perspective. You can't beat it, y'all. Now, with that being said, I was one of the first ones to say this Carolina Panthers defense. I said it back in December, even before we acquired any of these pieces, that this defense will take us to the playoffs. Now, how good can they be realistically? Well, when it comes to mind of how good they can be, in a certain context, not in a full context, but in a certain context, I gotta believe this team could be like a 2019 defense, but better. Okay, the 2019 defense wasn't too bad, but they did some things really well, and we'll talk about it here. All right, if you look up on your screen right here, the 2019 defense had Gerald McCoy, Donte, Vernon Butler, Mario Addison, Jermaine Carter, Shaq Thompson, Luke Kuechly, Bruce Irvin, Donte Jackson, James Bradbury, Eric Reed, and Trey Boston. Now, before I go any further, I know a lot of you geniuses out there, we don't run a 3-4. How could you compare them? Slow down, Skipper. I know a lot of you guys are quick to try to find a way to prove me wrong, whatever that's about. I don't know what that's about. It's not like an Oedipus complex. I'm comparing this team based off of skill sets and similar traits that they possess from each player, all right? Now, if you look at our 2021 roster so far, Haason Reddick, they got him as the edge rusher, Bravvion Roy, defensive tackle, Derrick Brown, Brian Burns, Shaq Thompson, Denzel Perryman, Jermaine Carter, Donte Jackson, Jeremy Chinn at safety, free safety Juston Burris, right cornerback Jaycee Horn. Now, one thing that is a clear distinction between the two of these teams is we have more depth in 2021, all right? I can't necessarily say that they had depth like that in 2019, but what they did have is production on their side. Again, you know, even though if I had to compare both of these lines, if I had to compare the lines, I would have to give us the edge. That's the reason why I think we're going to be a lot better than they were, because up front, Gerald McCoy, Vernon Butler, and Donte Poe, those guys, you know, they did produce, you know what I mean? Especially Poe and, you know, I mean, Vernon Butler at times, you know, so I kind of feel like we got an enhancement, you know. I'll take Bravvion Roy and Derrick Brown over those two guys any day. No disrespect to those guys, but the thing that they did really well was getting pressure and getting sacks. Two big things that mean a lot. If you look up on your screen right here, when it came to complete sacks, they had 53 sacks. 53 sacks that season. I mean, and if you look at some of the pieces, man, when you look at Reddick, when you look at guys like Brian Burns, When you look at guys like Denzel, Perryman, those linebackers and those edge rushers, Marquis, Haynes, when you look at guys like Morgan Fox, when you look at guys like Christian Miller, YGM, you got to think of these kind of edge rushers as being like Mario Addison, who doesn't get enough credit, by the way, who lined up at linebacker at 32 years old, lined up at linebacker, 9.5 sacks. That's insane. A guy in Bruce Irvins, 32 years old, had 8.5 sacks coming off the edge. So, I mean, they don't get enough credit. So if you go younger, you know, logic says you go younger, you get faster. I think we can produce similar, if not greater numbers here. We have 53 sacks on that year. And check this out. Not only did we have 53 sacks, the Carolina Panthers were, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They were 7th in pressure. Now, pressure doesn't necessarily mean they came with the blitz. That means based off of whatever formation they were out of, they came out and got pressured 25.2% of the time. All keys, big keys to being a successful defense. 25.2% pressure, top 10 pressure percentage, and number 2 when it comes to sacks. So you're saying, well, Big Cat, then you know we finished 5-11, and what happened that year? And why would you compare us to a 5-11 team? Hold on, get it out your mouth. The number one thing that matters in football is takeaways. If you look up on your screen again, y'all, the Carolina Panthers finished with 21 takeaways. 14 interceptions, 7 fumbles, 18th in the lead. So all those sacks mean, they're important. They're very important to put the opponent behind the sticks. But when you're playing against guys like Drew Brees, when you're playing against guys like Matt Ryan, when you're playing against guys like Tom Brady, when you're playing against guys like those caliber quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, and etc., you gotta get turnovers on them, because these guys, they have the kind of talent, the skill set to come back from a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 12, or 3rd and 17. They got the kind of skill set to do that. You know what I mean? So even though we finished 18th in the league with total takeaways with 21, if you look over to the right side of your screen, we gave away the ball 35 times. So what does that mean? That means that's pretty much like this. Picture the Carolina Panthers, the 2019 Carolina Panthers, like a bucket of water, right? So the team is sitting inside the bucket, right? And it's filled up and they're trying to keep from drowning. What the defense do is they scoop out the water 21 times, all right, to bring the water level down. But the offense turn around and they turned it over 35 times. When you turn it over yourself or you give it away 35 times, you're adding 35 more scoops into the water. So that's what happened. And this is the reason why I said, even if we do come out here and ball out, the Panthers going to have to rely on that offense to a degree, unless they can get turnovers. Unless we can get turnovers, you know what I mean? And then we can take those turnovers and we can make them into scores, you know, we may not have to lean on our offense as heavy. Sacks are cool, as I just stated, man. But turnovers are great. If you look up on your screen right here again, when it came to the Carolina Panthers, we lost 6 games by a score or 9 points or less. 9 points or less, we lost 6 games. Why does this seem familiar? Why does this seem familiar? And this is the year Cam Newton got hurt, had the little foot issue with the, whatever he had going on. He had a foot issue. But 6 games. We lost to the Rams. We lost to the Bucks. We turned around and we lost to the Packers. We lost to the Redskins. We lost to the Seattle Seahawks. We lost 6 games by 9 points or less. With a team who had the second most sacks. With a team who turned around and had over 21 takeaways, but we gave the ball away 35 times. And let me show you how important takeaways are, because we were actually on the roll at one point, y'all. We were on the roll at one point to where it looked like we could have been one of the best takeaway teams in the league. Through the first 6 games, we had 5 games out of 6 with at least 1 turnover, one takeaway. Wow. Through 6 games, we had 5 games where we had at least 1 takeaway. But look at the bottom right here. Out of the last 10 games of the season, we only had 4 games with takeaways. You wonder why we started off 5-2? Look up here. Look up here. Look up here. If you don't believe takeaways and turnovers matter, look up here. We started off 5-2. And through those 7 games, y'all, 5 out of those 6 games, we had a takeaway. But in the bottom half of the season, in the last 10 games, we only had 4 games with takeaways. Takeaway lives matter, y'all. That's right. Takeaway lives matter. Okay? So even though we can get pressure here, even though I believe we're going to get sacks, and I think we're going to get a lot of sacks, we're going to get a lot of pressures here, we got to get takeaways. That's what really matters here. And I think we got the talent to do it. But if we do come up short, and let's say we just a hell of a sack team with not that many takeaways, then it's going to fall on Sam. I mean, Sam's going to have to deliver on for us. But I don't want to, I'm riding with Sam. He's my quarterback. I believe in him. I'm riding with him to the end. But I will feel more comfortable if my defense can go ahead and score points. If we can get them great field position here. And again, like I said before, even though we have 52 sacks on the year, second in the lead, it fell on the quarterback here. It fell on the quarterback because we couldn't get turnovers. Will that be the narrative for the Carolina Panthers in 2021? Will this team be a hell of a sack artist, a bunch of sacks, decent amount of turnovers, but it's not enough for us to help out? Sam Darnold. I mean, you got to ask yourself, can Sam Darnold keep the boat in the middle of the ocean? And it's a wide ocean out there. Can you keep the boat in the middle of the ocean? If we're coming out here, we're getting 52 sacks this year, 35 interceptions. 35 turnovers. Can Sam Darnold prevent from having 38 turnovers on his end? Can he prevent that? I mean, can he prevent his? It's all about his efficiency, but again, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. If this defense come out here and do their job, and one thing I can respect about Matt Rule, and one thing I think we already know about Matt Rule, last year we can confirm that they were working on turnovers in training camps. And I want to look for that to change this year, man. I mean, get to the quarterback is nice, like I said, you know what I mean? But we have to script these guys. We got to take the ball. We got to intercept it. We got to cause fumbles. We got to get this ball back in good field position. I want Sam Darnold to look like Peyton Manning out there or Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is a prime, like they say. I want him to look like Matthew Stafford is prime on 40-yard fields. Yeah. Let's make him look like Matthew Stafford with 40-yard fields. Let's make him look like Matthew Stafford with 30-yard fields. Let's give him so much great field position that he takes all the credit, even though we know the defense is going to go out there and do their thing. Sacks are good, y'all. Sacks are good, but turnovers are better. And when you look at the utilities that they have on defense, and you look at these players, and you compare them. You compare the Mario Addison to the Haason Reddick. When you compare the Perrymans and the Brian Burns, and you compare the YGM and Christian Miller to Bruce Irvin, when you look at that secondary back there, Trey Boston had 3 interceptions. Eric Reed had 4 sacks. James Bradbury had 3 interceptions. Donte Jackson had 3 interceptions. Could that be this year's secondary? Could Jaycee and Donte 3-4 interceptions apiece? Jeremy Chinn 3-4 interceptions apiece, while having 53 sacks on this defense? It could be. But again, I want you guys to focus on turnovers, man. Focus on turnovers more than just sacks. Sacks are cute, and sacks definitely help out by putting the quarterback in a position. But again, you're going up against some very, very talented quarterbacks that 3rd and 14 ain't nothing but a walk in the park. So turnover, great field position, and let's keep the ball out of Sam Darnold's hand, or if we're going to keep the ball in Sam Darnold's hand, let him get 45-yard field position. We cool with that? Is that a game plan, y'all? I'm with it. I'm your host, DaQuan, also known as the Big Cat. My cool cat, put the paws up. If you're rocking with the Big Cat, hopefully I answered your question, how good could this defense be? I think they could be immensely good, man. It's all depending on the turnovers, man. You know what I mean? Turnover. Get in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think, man. Can this defense be a juggernaut like I expect them to be? Who do you compare them to? I compared them to the 2019 Carolina Panthers defense, where we had 53 sacks, 21 takeaways. Who do you compare them to? Any better comparison? Let me know. And Tell me your expectation for this defense. And Sam Darnold, can he look like Matthew Stafford with 45-yard field position? 20-yard field position. Let's make it 20. Let's get interception, take it back to the 20-yard. Shit, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you go out there like Peyton Manning 20-yard. Let's get up out of here, y'all. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell. Head over to Patreon, Keep Pounding TV, man. Join us over there. Let's get up out of here, y'all. Let the church say. Let the church say, pause up. Carolina on top. Forever. I'd like to take the time to thank the Keep Pounding _TV Patreon membership sponsors below. It is because of your contribution we are able to create quality content. Please consider joining the channel. The link will be in the description. Don't miss out on your chance for watching morning live streams, film study, and much more. Ryan Wright, The Introduction, new EP available on all major streaming platforms, including the hot new feature, In My Bag. Quit renting energy and dealing with increasing rates. Get paid to go solar through federal and local tax credits. Own your energy. Add home equity. Fixed rates that will never go up. No money down. Avolta Power, now serving all of North and South Carolina. Tell them you've seen this ad on Keep Pounding TV. They'll give you 1 year free, no payments. Be sure to contact the affiliate rep, Kevin Browns, at kbrown@avolta.us. His contact will be in the description. SeatGeek. For all your ticketed events, from sporting to concert outings, SeatGeek has you covered. They even conveniently color-coded each ticket on their website from amazing to worst, so you can easily know which are the best deals. SeatGeek, the smart way to buy. Save $20 off your next ticket purchase with the promo code. Ladies, be sure to check out Tori Bell Cosmetics. Shop with the ambassador and affiliate Sabrina Francis. Her link is below. For all your cosmetical needs, from eyeliners to lip gloss to eyelash bling, they got everything you need. Check the link in the description below. Fellas, do you have a beard like Big Cat? You tired of your shit looking like Anthony Hamilton? Okay. Patches all in it? Check out Trishana's Blue Sapphire oils. Help moisturize and restore health back to your beard. Trishana Jones Oils, Blue Sapphire. The link is in the description below. Be sure to check out On the Live Show Radio. Check out the latest Christian hip-hop /R&B. Be sure to also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hi, I'm the Big Cat. Pause up! You're watching Fan to Fan Network, the voice that fans deserve.